World champion ski racer Lindsey Vonn has said, "I always channeled what I felt emotionally into skiing. My insecurities, my anger, my disappointment. Skiing was always my outlet, and it worked." Snow sports have long been hailed for their therapeutic benefits. Benefits available to all people of all different abilities. For decades, a local program has been making such benefits an option by offering adaptive sporting opportunities to individuals with disabilities. Sportsnet, a collaboration of the Al Siegel Community of Agencies, CP Rochester, and Rochester Rehabilitation, recently launched its annual adaptive ski season. Joining me to share more about this program, its long-term impact, and the rush of skiing is Michael Kokweit, Sportsnet supervisor, Kirsten Smith, president of the Rochester Area Blind Athletes, Inc., and Ryan Chalmers, director of Rochester Rookies. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So I will admit I have a love-hate relationship with skiing because I love the idea of being on a mountain and this leisurely run to the bottom. But when I get off the lift, I am absolutely terrified. It is not an easy sport. So I want to know what's required to enjoy the process of skiing and to survive the process. What do you think? Michael, you're laughing. You go.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, and this is advice I give to everyone. I'm kind of biased because I am a ski and snowboard instructor, but get someone who knows how to ski and snowboard and how to teach it. The thing that we don't like seeing is someone come to the mountain and go with their friends to the top and say, "I'll figure it out on my way down." Because as you said, that's not a very fun experience.
No.
But when you start at the bunny hill and work with an instructor who can teach, and that's why at Shared Ski Adventures, we're so fortunate. We have 57 volunteers this year who are all instructors to help out to teach everyone how to ski and share in that experience.
Wow. So I want to know, Ryan and Kirsten, what first drew you to skiing, and was adaptive skiing an option available to you when you were a child?
Yeah, so I went through the adaptive ski when I was very young. I think I started when I was about 9 years old, and I was actually what Mike here said to not do was get up there and say, "Let's just figure that out."
Right.
Luckily, they had the volunteers and supporting crew to tell me not to do that when I first jumped into skiing. But really, for me as a young kid, I just wanted to try everything. There are so many opportunities out there, especially in Rochester with recreation, and hearing about skiing, it was something I knew I would fall in love with right away. The speed, the adrenaline of it, and really once you got there with Shared Ski Adventures, it was really the camaraderie as well, people coming together, and it was really just something special and something that I haven't done in a little while, and something that I miss, and actually will be trying again in February. So fingers crossed.
And Kirsten, what about you? What drew you in?
Well, I hate the winter. And I really wanted to try to find something that I could do outside and enjoy being in the cold. I grew up in New Hampshire and was a high partial legally blind person at that point. I learned to ski at the end of high school when I decided to defy my gymnastics coach and take the risk, and just blended in with everybody else, and never put skis on again for decades until last winter when I found Shared Ski Adventures. And just that simultaneous terror and exhilaration and sense of accomplishment. You can go to Disney, but there's something about your own participation, the fact that it's not all been calculated by engineers, and the trust that you develop with your instructors is just incredible. So, you don't even notice you're cold.
That's good. Well, that's a plus. So, Michael, when people hear the word adaptive, they may not necessarily understand what that means. So explain, what is adaptive skiing? What does that term mean?
Sure. So what we're doing, a lot of people think of a certain particular disability, and that's not what adaptive is at all. It's we're taking the challenge out that person's facing and making skiing accessible. And that's with any sport that we do. We're taking away those challenges and making that activity accessible to the individual. We're just adapting to fit the need.
I read an article about an adaptive skier who happens to be a mother, and she said she loved it because it was something that the whole family could do together. But the thing that really struck me about her is that she's skiing moguls and going down black diamonds. I mean, these are things I would never even consider trying to do. And she said, this was a quote from the article, "Adaptive skiing changed my life. I realized that if I can ski, there's much more that I can do." So are these the types of experiences that you've had? Are these the types of stories that you've heard from people? Is this impactful? Do you develop greater self-awareness? What are the benefits of this?
So my favorite piece is with the family unit. And when we can get a family skiing together, that is so much fun. And people usually think that it's, well, we're teaching the kid with a disability how to ski with their parents. Not always the case. Some of our best instructors were parents that didn't know how to ski, but then their child with a disability said, I want to ski. So you got to learn too. So we trained them, and now they stick with us. Even their kids are adults and go off and ski independently, and they're still with us as instructors. But we have 2 families this year that are out skiing through Shared Ski Adventures that otherwise one of the family participants would be left out. So that's something that's really powerful of keeping that family unit strong and sharing that experience together.
Ryan, Kirsten? You've done it forever, Ryan. I mean, so.
Yes, I have. It really just comes to show that, you know, it's just about opportunity, right? You know, you can get out there, you know, anyone can ski if they have the right equipment. It's just like, you know, going through on a sidewalk and getting into a building. It's that one step in the way that's really just showing, making someone feel like they have a disability when really all it is putting a little bit of a ramp going into a building. It's the exact same thing when it comes to recreation and with skiing, is that if you give the outriggers, you allow people to get into the sit ski, they can ski just like everyone else, and you give them that opportunity. It's just that people need to come together and realize that within the community and give that opportunity, and that's exactly what's happening here.
I think of it like joint problem solving, you know. So much of my life I've had to develop my own accommodations or solutions to challenges that I face. And I've come to this community of skiers where we're all thinking about how to do this together for every individual's specific needs. And we're all different. Every blind skier is different from another blind skier. You know, all quads have different needs from each other. And, you know, the process of developing a language set to work with my both hearing impairment and sightlessness with my instructors it was just incredible, and to watch other people do the same thing. And we're all fascinated by how each of us develops our own accommodations and accessibility.
You know, having access, I think, to sports is one thing, but then there's a financial investment as well, because skis aren't cheap. Adaptive equipment isn't necessarily cheap. How can those that don't have the financial means access Shared Ski Adventures among other opportunities that are available with Sportsnet?
Well, one thing I have to mention I think is so powerful about the Shared Ski program is every volunteer makes a donation to Shared Ski Adventures every year to keep that program operating. So it's cheaper to participate in Shared Ski Adventures. Actually, less expensive. We're not cheap. We're high quality, right? But it's less expensive than to take a lesson at any other mountain in Western New York. And we do that intentionally because a lot of these families and individuals, they're facing work challenges. They're facing financial things because of certain health complications. So we take that upon ourselves. We do tons of fundraisers. We have a scholarship fund that's been started by a couple of the volunteers, but the volunteers drive that and make it accessible. And we have a very supportive mountain. Swain gives us the group discount as they give to any large groups. And then they don't want equipment to be a barrier. So we have an agreement. We don't charge any rental fees for our equipment. They don't charge any rental fees for theirs. And that's an agreement we have that just, I can't say enough good things about the Swain Ski Resort and their support of our program.
Ryan, you mentioned something. You said opportunity, being able just to have that opportunity to participate in something like this. Are there other barriers to access that our community needs to know about or address when it comes to creating opportunities, whether it's young people or adults, to participate in adaptive sports?
From a lot of, as we mentioned before, I'm the director of the Rochester Rookies, which is a program in the Center for Disability Rights for track and field. And what I've seen, a lot of it is transportation. Yes. Right, that's one of the biggest things. Is that I can only speak for the Rochester Rookies right now, but you know, we're the only one within a 2-hour radius that has ambulatory and track and field program, and people are coming from an hour and a half away. That's a parent that's driving on a Saturday morning an hour and a half. It's the same thing going the opposite direction. So it's really the biggest thing that I've seen is that transportation, those opportunities for people, because there are people out there that want to participate in all recreation, like skiing, and so they just have to be able to have the opportunity to get there.
I would
Unfortunately,
absolutely.
I'm sorry, we are out of time. I wish we could keep going. We're out of time, but I have to thank you, Michael, Kirsten, and Ryan, for joining me today and for being a part of this conversation. You can learn more about Sportsnet and the varied adaptive sports and inclusive recreation opportunities available in our region by going to sportsnetny.wordpress.com.